Welcome to r/Offmychest, where today's OP faces a nightmare scenario. His former best friend is now his son-in-law. My ex-best friend, a guy I've known for as long as I can remember, owns a prominent law firm. My eldest daughter, who is now 26, followed in his footsteps to become a lawyer. I helped her secure an internship, which turned into a full-time job at his firm. Looking back, that was a massive mistake. My friend has been a widower for over 10 years, but I never suspected anything weird. He was my brother in everything but blood. I would have taken a bullet for him. He watched my daughter grow up from infancy and visited us in the hospital the day she was born. They apparently started dating in secret. I only found out when they announced their engagement last year. I was absolutely livid. She was 25 and he was 54. He was sleeping with my daughter. We had a massive blowout fight, and she moved into his house. They tied the knot this past August. Naturally, I wasn't on the guest list. I was the best man at his first wedding, and now he's married to my child. To make matters worse, I just learned she's pregnant with his baby. I am beyond furious and deeply hurt, but my hands are tied. They are consenting adults, and the deed is done. I feel like an absolute failure as a father. I'm seriously considering cutting her out of my will and disowning her entirely. I just needed to scream into the void. This betrayal cuts deep. If I imagine any of my current friends marrying my youngest daughter, who is 4 decades from now, I think I might actually commit a crime. Joey Diaz. I happen to share a name with a well-known comedian. Because of this, I occasionally receive emails from strangers thinking they are contacting him. I used to just trash them without reading. One morning, groggy and half asleep, I decided to reply to one. Just a quick, "Hey, wrong guy, sorry." I didn't think much of it, but the interaction lingered in my mind. A week later, another email arrived. This one was from a college student who was clearly struggling with issues at home. I don't know why, but I felt compelled to respond. This time, I didn't just correct him. I opened up a bit about my own struggles, things I haven't even told my close friends. I hesitated, but I hit send. He replied with such genuine gratitude, saying that being understood by a stranger made him feel less isolated. Strangely, it made me feel the same way. Here is the unexpected part. That single exchange changed how I view my own life, specifically my role as a stepfather. I'm trying to be a stable father figure to a kid whose biological dad abandoned him. I've always worried I'm failing or not doing enough, but helping that stranger made me realize something. Maybe my past mistakes and hardships are exactly what prepared me to show up for this kid. Maybe I'm finally becoming the man I needed to be. It hit me harder than I expected. Sometimes redemption isn't a grand event. Sometimes it arrives in a misdirected email. I just needed to get that off my chest. Relationship troubles. My fiancé's best friend called her out of the blue and asked if I was nearby. My fiancé said no, shot me a look, and put the phone on speaker. Her friend then asked if my fiancé would be interested in a threesome with her and her boyfriend. My fiancé immediately shut it down, saying, "It's not personal, I'm just not comfortable with that." The friend got defensive and rude, then hung up. My fiancé and I just stared at each other in confusion. 2 weeks later, that same woman called back in tears. She caught her boyfriend cheating. He was arranging meetups with men on Craigslist. Bullet dodged. It reminded me of another one of my fiancé's friends who caught her boyfriend doing the exact same thing, meeting random men off Craigslist behind her back. Am I the only guy not doing this? Both of these women were attractive, definitely enough to keep me happy without needing to seek out strangers online. Call me old-fashioned, but I prefer intimacy with my fiancé over meeting random dudes in parking lots. It's infuriating that this woman tried to get my fiancé to cheat on me, then got mad when she refused. She should have been mad at her boyfriend for suggesting it in the first place. I guess it's ironic that after trying to facilitate cheating, her boyfriend cheated on her. I don't know if it's karma, but I'm just glad my fiancé is loyal. Narrator, Well, OP, I'm also on Craigslist, but I'm just trying to sell a used desk. No weird stuff, I promise. Stepmom. My wife knows my main Reddit account, and we often read stories together. I never thought I'd be posting my own drama here. Correction, my soon-to-be ex-wife. A few weeks ago, there was a viral post about a teenage girl cutting off her father because his new wife hated her. In the comments, a group of toxic stepmoms raided the girl's post, blaming her for the situation. I noticed one user getting heavily downvoted. This user seemed to make hating her stepkids her entire identity. The profile picture was an old photo of my cat as a kitten. My wife and I share our accounts, but apparently this was her secret alt account. I understand needing to vent, but her post history was horrifying. It was dedicated entirely to bashing my kids and their mother. My ex and I had an amicable divorce and co-parent well. I don't hate her, she's a good mother. But my wife always demanded zero interaction with her and got upset if I even entered my old house to discuss the kids. She also forced me to leave our family group chat. Last year, my wife had a falling out with my mother. My mom accused her of being cold to my kids and intentionally excluding them. My wife claimed it was just her anxiety, and I defended her. I was an idiot. My mom was right. Everything my wife said about loving my kids was a lie. On Reddit, she calls my daughter names like snitchy B-word just for talking to my mom. She paints my ex as an evil villain, even though she isn't. She's even planning a no more child support party for when my youngest turns 18. She mocks my daughter for her doll collection, insults her personality, and tries to diagnose her with bipolar disorder. She even sexualizes innocent interactions, claiming she mutters insults under her breath when my daughter hugs me. She wrote that my 15-year-old daughter was acting like my surrogate wife until she put a stop to it. She sounds like a jealous monster. She also attacks my son using his real name, calling him a brat while conveniently omitting that he is nonverbal and has chronic health issues. She complains about being forced to be a mom, even though I only have them one weekend a month, and I do all the caretaking while she goes out. Turns out she's child-free, a detail she never mentioned before we married. She complains about settling for a single dad. I confronted her. She claimed it was just venting and therapy. I told her that was garbage. This wasn't venting. It was a hate campaign against my family. She begged for another chance, but I'm done. I'm currently staying with my parents, and my ex knows a separation is imminent. My daughter is smart. She knows something is up. I'll explain everything after the holidays once I have a lawyer. Meanwhile, my wife is texting me, acting like deleting the account fixes everything. She thinks we'll go back to normal. Merry Christmas. I thought I found my life partner, a woman who stood by me during my recovery in AA. Instead, I brought a hateful person into my children's lives. I failed them, but I'm fixing it now. 7 a.m. I just started a new job as an accountant and wanted to make a good impression, so I started arriving early, around 8:00 to 8:15 a.m. On the first day, I was the first one there, but for the rest of the week, my boss was already at his desk by 8:00. Thinking he was an early riser, I started coming in at 7:30 a.m. the next week. Again, first day I beat him, but every day after he was there before me. I started wondering, when does this guy sleep? Last week, I arrived at 7:00 a.m. on Monday. Tuesday, he was there before me again. So yesterday, I finally asked, "What time do you usually get here? You're always so early." He sighed and confessed, "The director has a policy that managers must arrive before the first staff member and leave only after the last one departs." By trying to beat him to the office, I was forcing him to wake up an hour and a half earlier every day just to sit there at the crack of dawn. And he still had to stay until 5:30 p.m. So starting tomorrow, I'll be arriving at 8:30 a.m. sharp. Narrator. Honestly, I'm shocked the boss didn't snap at you sooner. Please, just let me sleep. Blame. When I was 18 months old, I had a 3-year-old sister. Obviously, I have no memory of this, but I've been told the story my whole life. Apparently, we were playing near the stairs on the second floor. I pushed her, she fell, hit her head, and tragically passed away. My parents despise me for this, To this day, they blame me. I was a toddler. They weren't supervising us near a staircase. If anything, it was their negligence. My dad used to beat me, and my mom would say I deserved it. At 16, I ran away and cut them off. I'm now 33 with 2 toddlers of my own. I understand the grief of losing a child would be unbearable, but as a parent, I'm furious at them. Toddlers have zero impulse control or understanding of danger. Leaving them alone near stairs is insane. If they had just paid attention, my sister would be alive, and I wouldn't have had a nightmare childhood. As a father, rule number 1 of baby-proofing is put gates on the stairs so your kids don't die. Narrator, OP, your parents aren't just negligent, they are awful human beings. Blaming a baby for an accident caused by their lack of supervision is delusional. They honestly should have faced legal consequences for child endangerment. Broken script. I work a standard office job processing invoices and data entry. Every morning, my task is to download attachments from emails, extract the data, input it into our ancient ERP system, and generate a report. It used to take me 2 hours of boring, repetitive clicking. 6 months ago, I got lazy. I spent a weekend writing a Python script to automate the whole thing. It connects to Outlook, reads the PDFs, and uses an API to upload the data. Since then, my routine has been arrive, get coffee, run the script, browse Reddit for 2 hours, then send the all-done email. My boss thinks I'm the most consistent worker he has. Today, disaster struck. A vendor changed their invoice layout slightly, the script crashed. I stared at the error message in a cold sweat. I realized I didn't remember how to do the job manually. I didn't even remember the login path for the ERP module because the script handles the credentials. I had to frantically dig through my physical notebooks from my first week just to figure out how to process a single document. It took me 4 hours to do what the script usually does in 3 minutes. My boss walked by and asked if I was okay because I looked stressed. I lied and said it was a complex batch of data. I am currently at home rewriting the code so I don't have to actually work tomorrow. I feel like a fraud, but a very well-rested one. That was r/Offmychest. If you enjoyed this, check out my podcast for the audio version. Don't forget to subscribe for new Reddit stories every single day.